Well, I'm obviously elated with the fact that we were able to win 3 ball games. This Clemson team is extremely good. For us to accomplish this after what we've been through is certainly a big lift for us. But these guys have level heads. They know that there's still a lot of tough ball games left on our schedule. We didn't play airless baseball tonight by any means. And you look at the numbers and you sometimes say, good gracious, how? Well, that's the way this game is. Sometimes there's a lot of questions that you just can't answer. I mean, we made 3 errors. We left 17 runners on base, and yet we were fortunate to win the ball game. Can't say enough about our pitching. Conor Grady was just excellent, and certainly I thought Drohan had a good outing. I know that his numbers are not that impressive, and of course you expect a little more than 2.2 innings out of your starter, but Conor Grady came in and just, I mean, that was, struck out 11 in 5 innings. That's that's pretty darn impressive. I'm excited for the guys. They've worked hard. I'm excited because things had not exactly gone our way. A number of things. But they didn't feel sorry for themselves. They scrapped. They fought. And that's all you ask out of any player is just scrap, claw, do what it takes to win a ball game. Very pleased with the last 3 games that we played.
What do you think was the biggest difference in this 3-game stretch compared to the last 5 to 6 weeks leading up to it when the frustration built?
Got a couple of breaks. For example, today, the shortstop's breaking for the bag and Salvatore hits the ball right where he was. Nico Baldor had been struggling with the bat and gets up and gets a big base hit for us in the 8th inning to drive in the 2nd run. Being 1 run ahead is not nearly the same feeling as it is when you're 2 runs ahead. It was a situation where I just saw a different approach. I could see it in the guys, the way they got after it. I'm very pleased with their desire. I mean, remember, we got here this morning at 9:30. Dang, it's almost a 12-hour day. But not that we're the least bit disappointed by being here for 12 hours.
Mike, Conor's week. Conor had 9 strikeouts against Florida, 11 today. I mean, in 5 days, that's about as good as it gets. He's been pitching well all year, but is he pitching even better lately than he was earlier?
Conor Grady is on all of us' mind right now. It's the last thing we said before we went to talk to the players. And of course, meeting Clyde and Tyler and I will sit down in the next day or 2. Obviously, he's not going to pitch Thursday at Virginia. We will not. He threw 70 pitches or close to it, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, dead on him. But he's a guy that we're not going to throw out there until he's had that 4th day. And so he would not be used until Friday. So, but we don't know how we're going to use him yet. but we do know he's gonna get the ball. He's pitching well. I really thought Drohan pitched better than, he didn't get any help. Right off the get-go, we made a couple of, I don't know how to say this other than just being point blank. We made some bonehead plays. A routine pop-up, and the guy ends up at second base. Then another routine pop-up. If I'm pitching, I'm gonna ask myself, holy smoke, if I gotta give them 5 outs every inning. So Conor Grady, Shane Drohan deserved a better fate.
Coach, you told us this team wasn't going to lay down. Was this week kind of indicative of that? And just a lot of people probably thought this team was going to come in and take 2 or 3 or some odd, and this team rose to the occasion. That's what you expected, though, for this team to fight.
I expected a Florida State team to do what they did by way of effort. There's no way I expected to so-called win 3 games against a team that was ranked in the top 15 the most of the year. And I'm just so proud that they showed the real Seminole fight and not letting anything bother them. They just enjoyed the challenge and fought through it. That's what makes us coaches very proud to be Seminoles, is to see guys not feel sorry for themselves, but let's go. And they pulled together. Somebody would make a mistake and feel bad about it, and somebody else would pick him up somehow.
As you looked at this team this weekend, is this kind of how you felt this team would be coming into this year? I know you're young, but there's a lot of talent on the team.
We're still making a lot of mistakes that we've got to improve on. Sometimes freshman players don't get enough experience to understand this can't happen. This can't happen. And we've done some things that we've all sat over and just scratched our head like, what in the world? So we are getting better in many respects, but as I said when I started tonight, we can't fall in love with ourselves. We've got a very tough team to play on the road. Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, Miami went up there and won 2 out of 3, or swept.
Yeah.
Now you think they're not going to have a chip on their shoulder when we come up there? They'll come out in droves. We haven't been up there in probably 4 years. So we've got our work cut out for us. We've got to go up there and be in control of our emotions and compete. That's a word that we've used a little bit in the last couple of weeks, and that's compete. A little disappointed with the number of strikeouts today. Although it was only 7, that's still 2 or 3 more than we wanted.
Coach, Sanchez seems to be struggling a little bit in the second spot. Do you think it's a mental thing in his game, or what do you think is going on there possibly?
Sanchez has done a great job filling in for Reese Albert, and we'll find out Thursday if Reese is going to be able to play. But I'm very proud of what the youngster from Jacksonville, Sanchi, I call him. I don't call him Alec. I call him Sanchi. That's what his nickname is at home. And he's a guy that has contributed greatly. He's made some freshman mistakes, but Buster Posey made freshman mistakes, so it's not something new.
Anything else?
else for Coach?